So people have mentioned that the open water, like lakes for swimming, have obviously all shut now. Is that purely because of the temperature and the way it obviously drops?
There's only a few mad people that ever swim in October. So open water season usually finishes the end of September, like today. There's very many that'll keep open, usually because the weather either comes in a bit too much or the temperature drops too cold. But the one that we've trained at Ellerton, when I went at the weekend, it was 12.5. So there's a massive disparity between lake swimming and river swimming, because it's obviously fed from fresh rainwater, where the lakes sometimes will keep a little bit more temperature in. But the teas at the minute, from going on the open water groups that I'm part of, it was 9 degrees.
I mean, you're a seasoned swimmer for someone who's just sort of doing this event and been training relatively short time. What's that going to be like today?
It'll be a shock. It'll be a massive shock. But this is why we need to plan for it and train for it, because cold water shock's important. And as we've already had one experience of it, it's a shock to the system when you get in. And for Stephen, he's going to be in there on average, I would probably say around about 4.5 hours in these temperatures over the 2 swim distance that he's going to attempt. So yeah, it's going to be a lot harder than what it would be swimming in 15-16 degrees like we have trained in Lake over the summer period. Oh yeah, nice.
We obviously had a bit of an incident on the swim this morning. Steve came out at a different part of the river. I mean, obviously you've been back to do a recce there. I don't know.
So I don't know whether he's been zigzagging down the river and he's covered the distance, but rightly so. We don't want him swimming any further than he needs to. So he's obviously looked his watch and went, I've done my distance, time to get out. But we were 400 metres further down the river, and he got out and then walked the 400 metres to us. So we don't really want him covering any further distance on foot than he needs to. So we've just been down and had a look at where it was, and he's basically climbed out in somebody's garden on a little pontoon and then went through the garden carrying his kit, looking for us 400 metres away. So it's all good drills.
Glenn, do you want to just explain the sock situation here?
So I didn't know that when Steve did his swim, I'd have to walk down 2.4 miles worth of bog river, and my socks and my shoes are soaking. And obviously I've got spare stuff in the hotel, but I need to be kicking about with the stuff in that. I'm just drying my socks on the window, like you do, as you do.
And there was me thinking it was some form of mascot, and we know now it's Glenn's socks. Incredible.
As well.